What is going on, you guys? Good morning. It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. It's another Philly the podcast, man. I'm telling you, these early morning ones are so much easier to just go live and just get it over with because I am not trying to edit videos this early. Shout out to everybody in here already. Shout out to CIX first. I see you. I see you. Shout out to Sonic, Mac 10 in the building. Shout out to everybody. So look, I just wanted to kind of go over what's going on with these head coaches. Obviously, last night, let's go, Ryan Rowe. Obviously, last night, my man Josh McDaniels, not really my man, but Josh McDaniels had about a 9-hour interview, with Howie Roseman and company and Jeffrey Lurie, obviously, in their Florida home. So 9 hours. How do you tell a man he doesn't have a job after 9 hours? Now, before we go into the whole, Josh McDaniels and who he's talking about bringing on his staff, let's quickly revisit the people that we have interviewed and a couple of the people that we still want to interview. So the people that we have interviewed Joe Brady. Obviously, we interviewed Robert Saleh. He's going to the Jets. We interviewed Arthur Miller, who's obviously going to the Falcons. We interviewed Jared Mayo. We interviewed Deuce Staley and Josh McDaniels. Obviously, those last three just happened. So over the weekend, we had those last three. They still want to interview, which will be happening today. They want to interview Todd Bowles, probably best known for the New York Giants, but he is the defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just won last night and put on a pretty good show against the Saints. So we will be interviewing Todd Bowles. We still want to interview Brian Daboll. He was supposed to take the Chargers job. Apparently, he's not going to. And then Eric Bieniemy is also still a name that is on our list. We wanted to interview Brandon Staley, from what I am being told. Obviously, he took the job with the Chargers, so that won't be happening. Shout out to Stephen Joyce in the building. What's up, Romeo? Or Rome, my bad. What's up, Kev? Coming in on both platforms. That's what I'm talking about, brother. So let's talk real quick about what I'm sure everybody see. You've seen the thumbnail. So yeah, Josh McDaniels is talking about, or there's rumors, I should say. There's rumors that Josh McDaniels has put together a team with the offensive coordinator of Adam Gase. So Adam Gase, and the defensive coordinator of Matt Patricia. I do not see Matt Patricia being on this team as a coach. Let's not forget that the main reason, I won't say main reason, but a big reason we were able to trade for Darius Slay is because of the broken relationship between him and Matt Patricia. If Josh McDaniels gets hired and brings in Matt Patricia, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. That goes to show you the ineptitude of this organization, if that's what we're to do. Obviously, Slay hasn't said anything. It's just a rumor as of right now. Like I said, I don't want anybody, taking this to the bank. Obviously, Josh McDaniels did have that long interview, so that is real. But as far as the whole Josh McDaniels, I'm hearing that Adam Gase is pretty real, but the Matt Patricia is just a rumor right now. We probably will hear something after the Todd Bowles interview. So, bro, what are we waiting on? Shake my head. I have no idea. I mean, to a certain extent, I also did, yeah. What's it called? To a certain extent, I'm happy that they're taking their time and that they're not just going after the first person. But at the same time, you've had like 10 interviews. I mean, somebody's got to be the guy. Hire Josh McDaniels and trade Slay for a first. If we could get a first, I don't think we could get a first for him. No, I will rant. I feel you. We would suck. I mean, I think the combined record. So tell me if I'm wrong. Help me out here. If we had Josh McDaniels, how many games did the Patriots win? 5? And then the Jets, right? Because and then Matt Patricia so we probably have like a grand total of 10 wins on our coaching staff from last year. So that would be interesting. I want Joe Brady. it's weird because I heard Joe Brady a lot these past couple of days. Joe Brady was a name that I really thought we were going to get, to be honest. But Josh McDaniels is another name that was popping up a lot. And to go on for like 9 hours, bro. All right, so 8 games. I'm surprised they won that many, to be honest. They were trash this year. I don't know how they won that many games. I heard he would bring in Jared Mayo. I heard that as well. It's just weird because if Jared Mayo, so last night I heard this about Matt Patricia and Adam Gase possibly being his team, being his coaching staff. So when I saw that, the first thing that came out to me was the whole Matt Patricia situation. Because like I said, I did hear Jared Mayo might come on as his defensive coordinator. It's just weird that he would, if he's getting head coaching interviews, even though I guess it was just us. Pat's 1-8. Okay. Deuce Staley or Eric Bieniemy. I mean, at this point, if it's Deuce Staley, if it's Bieniemy, I don't know what's taking so long to get that permission. Because we obviously got permission for Todd Bowles. I really do not want Todd Bowles. I do not know what the plan is there, but I really do not want Todd Bowles. All right, so 7-8, 15 games. Actually, that's a lot of games for one season, I guess. But it's not a lot between 3 teams. It was my point. I want Bieniemy. I wouldn't mind Bieniemy. I really would not mind Bieniemy. I wouldn't mind Josh McDaniels, if I'm being honest. I know that probably is an unpopular opinion right now, but I really wouldn't mind if we got Josh McDaniels. And I just don't like his team. I don't like the people he's having around him. I mean, if you look at the list of the people that we have interviewed, we have a good staff within there. I feel like if we can, pick and mix and match from the people that we have interviewed already, maybe we could put together a good staff. Like, I don't know, like Josh McDaniels as head coach, Todd Bowles at DC. And I mean, Eric Bieniemy as head coach, Todd Bowles as DC, and then Deuce as OC. I'm cool with that. I would be cool with that. I think that would work. McDaniels can coach QBs and help Carson tremendously. That's a big fact. Look, I like what McDaniels could bring to this team. It's about ego with him. Like, I understand he could ruin this team just as much as he can, help it, to be honest. But with McDaniels, I just think he'll bring a little bit of an edge to this team that we don't have. And I think if he keeps Deuce Staley on, it'll help him a lot. It's like when you go to a new school or something, you want to get cool with the cool kids. You know what I'm saying? You want to find that dude that got respect by everybody, and you're cool with that guy, and he's kind of your end. So like McDaniels, with his bad track record of how he is as a person, I guess, if you want to say, I think Deuce Staley could help him along. Like, now that comes down to, does Deuce want to do that? I mean, happy MLK Day, by the way. Happy MLK Day. Today is MLK Day, right? I'm not geeking. So I don't know. If this is true with the whole Josh McDaniels, I don't know how you interview a man for almost 10 hours and not give him the job. So, for me, it's starting to look a lot like Christmas. No, I'm just kidding. It's starting to look a lot like we might be going the route of Josh McDaniels. Now, like I said, I would love to see Deuce stay on just because I feel like he can help him adjust. But, this is going to be really weird, man, because if we do not give the job to Deuce, we're probably not going to, retain Stoutland. I doubt Stoutland's going to want to work for Josh McDaniels. And we're going to have to basically retool this whole organization from top to bottom. So I don't know what the plan is, as far as assistant coaches and stuff like that goes, because we are behind the 8 ball right now. We are very, very much behind the 8 ball. And if they don't catch up, man, I don't know. Luckily, the one thing that we have going in our favor right now is that the Houston Texans, I was going to say Rockets, the Houston Texans are a terribly run organization right now. They make us look like Disneyland when it comes to ESPN. So, I mean, it's down to us two. So if any coach wants a job, it's going to come down to us two, I think, right now. So, that's working in our favor. I think if anybody, if Brian Daboll had to choose between Houston Rockets, all right, I keep on wanting to say Rockets, Houston Texans, and the Eagles, I think he's going to pick the Eagles. Same can be said with just about anybody. And another thing I read that was kind of, which was kind of true. Why do you say Daboll's out of the question? Daboll didn't take the job from what I hold on, let me make sure. I got notes. There's too much that was going on. I don't believe he took the job, though. Yeah, Brian Daboll didn't take the job yet. He was supposed to, but from what I heard, he didn't take the job. So it's very possible that we could still go with him. You know what I'm saying? We didn't interview him though. So I don't know what we're waiting on. I know we have to get in permission, but I don't even think we asked for permission yet from him. And we asked for permission from the enemy, and I haven't heard anything. So, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. Eagles asking candidates what are doing to rebuild Carson Wentz. Yeah, from what I saw, they want to move forward with him. That's the overall gist of it. It's not necessarily, they say that the coach has, has some say in what happens with Carson Wentz and the whole quarterback situation, but I don't know. It seems very contradictory because it's like they say you have say in it, but it feels like if you don't say what they like, then you're not going to probably get the job. Shout out to Greenbird Brody Markle. Want nothing to do with Josh McDaniels. Last bit of credibility he had disappeared when he ditched the Colts. I understand that. I 100% understand that. And one thing to add to that, to kind of probably make you guys hate him a little bit more, if he never would have ditched the Colts, we possibly could have had Frank Reich for a little bit longer. So, yeah, it is what it is. As a person in his position, he's going to have to fight that, that narrative. And I'm sure, a lot of people have been saying, why is he waiting so long to become a head coach again, like this, that. He failed in Denver. Yes, he did. He made a lot of bad decisions in Denver. There were good things. Didn't he win a playoff game with Tim Tebow? There's a lot of bad with Josh McDaniel. Don't get me wrong, but there are some, redeeming traits about him that I feel can help this organization. So I don't know. Everybody can change, right? Everybody can change. So I'm hoping maybe he can change. Eagles not going to get rid of Carson. I don't think they will. It's up to Carson, though. I don't think that if it's up to the Eagles, I definitely don't think they will. But if Carson comes in and says he wants to go, there's not much we can really do. I think it's time to rebuild and clean house. I do too. And it looks like we're going to do that at least with the coaches. So a real coach, I'm assuming. I do agree. And I do agree that we have talent. I think our defense is terrible. I know I've argued with people about this a couple times, but I think our defense is horrible. So I think if we're gonna put assets into anything, I think it's the defense, and they're only gonna get worse because of this cap situation. They're old. At least our offense is young somewhat. And then we have some offensive linemen that could probably step in. Our offensive line is always your offensive line, and your defensive line is something that you always have to keep retooling. But outside of that, I think we just need to completely fix this defense. This defense is terrible. And I would love to see it built around Slay. I know Slay is older, but let's give him a good 2-3 years with some really good players. I would love that. Josh McDaniels knew Andrew Luck wasn't healthy. That's the reason he backed out. That's true. He did retire right after that. So, can you blame him though? If it's going to make you look bad again, he looked bad in Denver. And what do you really blame Denver on? I don't know how much power he had. A lot of people tell me that he was the one that picked Tim Tebow, that he's the one that wanted to move up to get Tim Tebow. So if that's the truth, then that's a really bad decision. But I mean, he coached some good games. He showed that he can be a good coach. And obviously being under that Tom Brady, the Bill Belichick tree always helps. Josh McDaniels benefits Hurts more than Carson. Why do you think that? Why do you think that he benefits Hurts more than Carson? Because that's a good take. I want to hear why you think that. I don't want McDaniels. I'm hearing that a lot. We might not have a choice, guys. Carson Wentz isn't going to say that unless Doug is there. McDaniels would be a good coach. Think he was young. Think he learned a lot from Bill. That's what I'm hoping, at least. That's what I'm at least hoping. I'm hoping that he can, learn from his mistakes. Not everybody is Chip Kelly and just thinks their junk don't stink and just continues to do the same thing that they were doing that got them fired. So hopefully he figures it out. I mean, like we said, man, he's shown that he can be a good coach, and he's shown some great prowess in the NFL. He has a resume. A lot of these people do not have a resume, if we're being honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. Joe Brady has a resume. Eric Bieniemy has a resume. Robert Saleh has a resume. But really, what has Jared Mayo done? Really, what has Deuce done? Like, I love Deuce, but really, what has he done? Todd Bowles, outside his defense, has done nothing, like good at least. Brandon Staley and Brian Daboll, I feel like they might be great, don't get me wrong, but they're just kind of the new hot thing. I hate Howie Roseman. Well, it's funny. If you hate Howie Roseman, and if you're not new to the stream, you probably already seen this a million times. But if you hate Howie Roseman, you can join the Fire Howie gang. And we have merchandise, Fire Howie merchandise available for purchase. So if you'd like some, go into the description and cop it. If I didn't put it in the description, let me know because I forget a lot. And then if we have McDaniels, we won't have to rebuild. He loves the running the ball, and he is a hell of a play caller. He is used to having wide receivers that aren't talented and would maximize Goddard, Sanders, and Wentz. That's a really good take. That's very true, man. Like, we have to look at who can take. I forget who it was that said this, but they said, we have to look at somebody that can take what we have and build with that, because we don't have money. We have a terrible GM who can't draft. So if he's going to keep drafting, I don't, have faith that we're going to be able to rebuild through our draft. So we have no money, terrible GM. We need a coach that's going to be able to grow these kids that we have, take whatever talent he's given and develop it. So, look, man, Josh McDaniels, I understand, is not a crowd favorite, but I don't know. I think he can do well, especially out of these choices. If I had to pick anybody other than Bieniemy right now, because it feels like we're not going to wait for him, I would probably pick Josh McDaniels. I wouldn't be mad at Joe Brady because I feel like at least it's us taking a chance on somebody that could be great, but it's a chance nonetheless. I feel like Josh McDaniels and Bieniemy are probably the most proven commodities right now as a head coach. Now, I want to ask everybody that's in the chat a question real quick. First of all, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you are new. We do this every day. But I want to ask everybody a question. Who do you think is going to be the Sean McVay of this coaching class? Who do you think is going to be the, best coach that gets hired this offseason? I want to know what you guys think. Howie. Yeah, Howie, man. Howie. Josh McDaniels was the OC that orchestrated the 28-3 Super Bowl comeback. Yeah, facts, man. He has a proven track record. He has a proven track record, and I'm down with it. Howie Roseman needs to go because he doesn't draft really well. He doesn't do much really well. I guess he does contracts decently, but like until this season, this off season gets really going and we see what he's going to do. Because if we lose all our players, you didn't do well with the cap situation. You just overpaid everybody and we lost everybody. So I don't know. I mean, everybody gives him the cap. Everybody says that he's good with the cap, but We'll see. We'll see how good he actually is. Josh wouldn't be starting. Hurts needs Lamar Jackson's system. So I like the McDaniels. Tried to build an offense around Newton. The offense wasn't good, but he tried to build it around the quarterback. I agree. I mean, look, it wasn't pretty, but we saw when Cam Newton did try to be a quarterback this year and it did not work out that well. I mean, there were games that Jacoby Myers, I think his name is, their wide receiver, had more passing touchdowns than him. And I say games because I'm pretty sure it was multiple games, but so, I mean, it is what it is. If we're comparing Carson Wentz or even Jalen Hurts to Cam Newton, that's our first problem because, no, I'm good on that. Imagining Carson Wentz with Jamar Chase, it would be nice. It would be nice. It would be very nice. I'm not going to lie. Everybody be sure to take a second. Just take 1 second right now. There's like 20 people in the chat. Take 1 quick second. Go hit the like button for me. And hit that subscribe if you are new so we can get some more people in here. I'll chill as long as y'all want. I'm actually, wide awake right now. So I think they are using the interview process with McDaniels as cover, but are really working out a Wentz deal with the Pats low key. So you think that we're going to trade Carson Wentz to the Patriots? I don't think they would use McDaniels as a cover. I think they would just do that. I mean, the way that the Philly media has been right now, there's no hiding anything, man. There really isn't. Like, if anything's going on, they're going to know. I feel like they are digging through every piece of trash they find. Only reason I want Bieniemy because of Mahomes. That's very possible. I feel like Bieniemy and Josh McDaniels in that regard are probably like polar opposites because, Bieniemy had a bevy of talent. Bieniemy had a whole buttload of talent, right? For the whole time that he was the offensive coordinator, realistically, like even Doug didn't have that much talent. But then you go to, Josh McDaniels, and offensively, I feel like they've had Tom Brady and a bunch of people for a long time. Obviously, Tom Brady's a great player, don't get me wrong, but you can say he's made the best out of, his situation probably. Josh McDaniels will be the next Sean Payton. Now, is that a good thing? I've heard some people talking junk about Sean Payton because of that loss last night, which I think is unfair, but I think that's unfair. Now, what if Sean Payton wants to leave once Breeze is gone? What if Breeze comes out tomorrow and says, listen, man, or he comes out later on today and he's like, listen, y'all, I'm going to hang up the cleats. I'm done. It's over for me, man. If I'm Howie Roseman, I am calling Sean Payton. And you know what I'm saying? Because I believe he said in an interview that he thinks he could fix Carson Wentz, that Wentz is definitely fixable. So come on down, buddy. Come on down. Try it out. Like, I would love to see it. I'm down with that. Brandon Stanley, the defensive coordinator for the Rams, was hired as the LA Chargers coach, who would be the best coach of the younger coaches. I've heard a lot of people like him. I've definitely heard some really good things about him. Wow, who would you pick in the second round, Asante Samuel or J.C. Horn? That's a hard one. I like both of them. I like Asante Samuel. Ashanti, that's funny. I like Asante Samuel. His kid, he's. I feel like he's a carbon copy of Asante. Obviously, I don't know if he'll play like Asante Samuel, but he can actually tackle, which is pretty nice. I don't know who taught him because it definitely wasn't Asante. That's hard. That's a tough one. I would probably right now, just off of thinking of college tape, probably J.C. Horn, but I would really have to see the combine. I would really have to see. I would have to see what really goes down over these next couple of months as far as their pro day and everything. But if I'm just going off tape, off of what I can remember by watching, it's probably J.C. Horn. Second round, I'm taking safety Paris Ford. Dude's a beast. I keep hearing about him. I mean, I I've been on the record, and I am not going to shy away from this. I am always ready for the smoke. I know you guys will disagree, but I want to go defense in the first 2 rounds. I want Micah Parsons, and then I want either the best cornerback or safety available. That's what I want. That's definitely what I want. Wentz would have to accept the trade to the Patriots. I doubt he would go there. You don't think he would go to the Patriots? I think that's actually, yeah. I mean, it depends. It really depends on what Wentz's mind frame is, right? Because we all think that Wentz is like this uber tough guy, like that doesn't want to deal, or hard-headed, as some people will say, you know. But is he? Is maybe he just really doesn't like being in Philly? You know, maybe he's sensitive. I don't know. Can he deal with, you know, Bill Belichick? I can't freaking say people's names today. So that would be interesting. And it would be interesting to see what we get back, because they have like a mid-round pick. I'll take it. I'm pretty sure Wentz doesn't have a no-trade clause in his contract. He doesn't, but it's the money. It's the money. So if we were to trade him, we would be looking at a good like $30-40 million. No, I want to say it was like $30 million, that it would just be dead cap space. If we were to cut him, it would be about $60 million. So, I mean, either way, we're taking a hit. That's why a lot of people are saying he has to kind of work his contract out for it, because, you know, I don't even know why they do the no trade clause. That thing is stupid, especially like. Yeah, Horn. Especially like you said, bro. Watson has a no trade clause, and this dude is over here complaining and crying to get out of the state. It's like, then don't put that in your contract. Like, then they should have just as much right to trade you as you do to complain and leave. I've never understood that. Like, I'm always pro player. I really will be. I'm never gonna like take the back of an organization that's making $1 billion off these guys' backs. But if you just signed a contract for like $40 million a year, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, but I'm not trying to get traded. Don't trade me. That's a clause in my contract. You cannot trade me. Then don't trade you. You're not getting traded. You decided that. You don't just get to change your mind because now you mad. Like, man, I don't know. This new generation is soft, bro. I'm sorry. These guys need to stick to their words. Stick to what they say. Asante Samuel Jr. would be like Winfield for the Bucks this year. Antoine Winfield, right? That's his name. He's a big dude. Isn't he like 6 feet? Something like that? Asante Samuel's low-key small. I'm taking Paris Ford. Look up highlights from Pitt. Pitt is – I'm a Penn State fan, so Pitt is like our rival. So I definitely have seen some of him before. Be more careful in the building. What is good? What is good? How's it going, brother? First round, Micah Parsons. Second round, Christian Barmore from Alabama. A lot of people are saying Barmore. I like him. Pair with Cox, and we can draft Asante Jr. You think Asante will fall to the third? I would love that. I wouldn't mind going defense first 3 rounds. I'm telling you, our defense is terrible, bro. Like, we all want a great wide receiver. We all want that connection. That's a fun thing to watch. Everybody loves it, but it does not win Super Bowls. It does not win championships, okay? Defense, that whole adage of, you know, defense wins Super Bowls or wins championships, it might be a little bit outdated, but it's still true. It's still very true. So we need to get this defense right. It feels like the Eagles ready for their coach now. I know Eagles fans are ready to complain about whoever is going to be our coach, because I know I'm ready, because I'm tired of waiting. I am definitely tired of waiting. No trade clauses to a bum team. No, I understand it, but my thing is like, and I understand to Rome's point too that, you know, Watson was getting done dirty, but like, they just fired Bill O'Brien. Like, who is it then? Like, because I feel like everybody's running from Houston right now. Everybody. You got a couple baseball players bouncing out of Houston. Obviously, James Harden just wanted to get out of Houston, got out of Houston, Brooklyn. But and then you got Deshaun Watson crying to get out of Houston. So I don't know what's going on in Houston. And somebody said it was a small market. Like, maybe compared to Dallas, it's a small market, but anything in Texas is not small, bro. Like, That's a huge state, so I don't know. I don't know what his problem is. 5'9". Oh, Asante Sam. Who? Winfield's 5'9"? For real? No, he's not. Am I thinking of the wrong dude? Wow, he is 5'9". That's crazy. That man's bulky as hell. That's crazy. I'm wrong. See, I be wrong a lot, especially before 12. If before 12, y'all gotta excuse me. It is what it is, man. Rome so is Wentz. Well, I don't know what's going on with Wentz, man. Is he getting done dirty? Like, I don't know. I feel like we're being a little bit. I feel like everybody's getting done dirty in this situation right now. The only people that are getting over on this situation are Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. So right now, I feel like if anybody out of this situation that's getting the most done for them right now is probably Carson Wentz. We just fired a whole coach theoretically for him. If the reports are right, we just legitimately fired a Super Bowl winning coach for a player who has not won a playoff game. Like, let's be real about that. Like, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's the real reason why we fired Doug, but those are the reports. So if that's the truth, let's be real about that, my man. Like, I mean, I love Wentz to death, bro. And I always have to preface a lot of things by saying that I love these players, and I'm an Eagles fan through and through. But we have to be honest. Some of these guys are getting over it. Some of these guys are getting over on us. Josh Knight, a player of his caliber, making that type of money, can control where he wants to go. Just like Watson, even Antonio Brown told the Bills he wouldn't play for them, and he's a wide receiver. It's true. It's true, man. Barrymore would be a great Cox replacement. I don't know why. I'm a child. I'm sorry. He has a similar skill set. Yeah, I don't mind rebuilding that defensive line either. Like I said, I think our defense is the biggest place of improvement that we need, or a room that has the biggest room for improvement, I should say. And then I feel like offensive line and defensive line are always priorities. You always want to. I really don't see the need for a wide receiver like everybody else does. It is what it is. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I might go running back before I'd go wide receiver in this draft. I'm not saying in the first round. I'm just saying, like, I would go defense the first 2 rounds, and then I might take the best running back available in the third. And that's, to be honest, I feel like those are like that would help us the most next year. I don't think one wide receiver is going to change anything up. Shout out to my guy Joey Shakes. What's good, brother? Thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you. Everybody be sure to go check out my guy Joey Shakes. I mean, he's got like almost like 11,000 subs, so I'm sure I'm not doing anything, but go check my guy out. That's my brother right there, for real. John Clark said they are saying coaches how is going to rebuild Carson. But see, this is my problem. I understand that Carson, your quarterback is a very big part of your franchise. Do not get me wrong. But it's frustrating to me that the question that we're asking this whole offseason is how are we going to fix Carson and not how we're going to fix this team. Because if everybody seems to say that they really believe in Carson and that, it was this person's problem, it was that person's problem. So then why are we so hung up on fixing Carson Wentz? Shouldn't we fix this person, that problem, if it's everybody else's issue, why are we so hung up on what Carson's doing or how Carson feels? Like, I don't know, man. It is what it is, but at the same time, like, I'm not with all this baby in him. I see both sides, but Carson shouldn't feel entitled. Facts. You got paid $100 million, my man. Just play your game. Play football, bro. Like, you lost your job for a little bit. There's nobody in Philadelphia that can sit here and realistically say that Jalen Hurts is more talented than Carson Wentz. Can we say that he did better in those couple games? Did he give the offensive spark? Definitely. I will not deny that. But is he better talent-wise? No. There's the ceiling for Carson Wentz is obvious. We know what Carson Wentz can be. We don't necessarily know what Jalen Hurts can be. With that said, go out there and win your job back. I don't get that whole mentality that this is supposed to be your job. We drafted you. It is supposed to be your job. It is supposed to be your job. We drafted you second overall. We paid you $100 million. So go out there and prove to us why we did that. We don't have to continuously prove to you that we want you here. I don't think that's our job. That's not our responsibility as a franchise. If I give you $100 million to sit down on a couch, bro, you go sit down on that couch and you go collect that money. It makes no sense that he's so upset. I'm sorry, I had to rant real quick. It just upsets me with him. I see mock drafts having us pick Zach Wilson out of BYU. Great, another quarterback inside. If we took Trevor Lawrence by some, how or whatever happens, if he fell to us and we took Trevor Lawrence, I probably wouldn't say anything. Unless he broke his whole body down and that's the only, I probably wouldn't say anything just because that's the best player in the draft right now. And it is what it is. I probably wouldn't say anything. I would probably be like, all right, well, let's see what we can get out of him. Because, you'd probably get some really good value out of Trevor Lawrence. But outside of him, no, I'm not taking no shot on just some guy that, that might be good. And especially not no quarterback. No more drama. No more drama. Like Mary J. Blige says. I'm not going to sing it because I don't want to get demonetized. But Rome, neither should Watson. I agree. I feel like Watson needs to calm down. I feel like they're trying to fix the situation. And he's just like Harden was. You're ruining your own trade value when you act like a little baby, bro. That's what I don't think people understand. This is a business at the end of the day. People have to get a return on their investment. If you act like a baby and ruin that return on the investment, you're only hurting yourself. I'm hearing that the Seahawks want Doug as an OC. They don't want to run. That, I didn't think of that. It's funny. I did see that. They did have talks about him being their offensive coordinator. They were they totally switched their identity. They're like a total run team now. You know what I'm saying? So it would be funny to try and see Doug go over there and just ruin that whole dynamic. They have a lot of good running backs, though. They got a couple. Joey Shakes is a GOAT. Big facts. Joey Shakes is funny. Yeah, that's my guy, bro. That's my guy, bro. Be sure to go support my guy, man. It's cool, I went from watching a lot of these YouTube creators and stuff like that, and then we all talk, and it's cool. We've got a lot of good friendships, so it's awesome, man. I'm grateful for him, my guy. I've seen the same. If we go QB, it's got to be Fields or Lance. If we take Trey Lance, Trey Lance obviously is from North Dakota. I did a video when I first started this page, and it was my first video that got over 100 views. I was so happy. But I did a video of Trey Lance versus Carson Wentz. And realistically, when you watch the film and you break down Trey Lance versus Carson Wentz, Trey Lance right now, where he is in college, he's probably a better prospect than what Carson Wentz was back then. I don't think that Trey Lance. It's hard to say. I feel like Trey Lance doesn't have the arm strength that Carson does, the legitimate, just pure arm strength. But Trey Lance is a great prospect. I think he's going to get slept on. And, 28 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think he had 10 rushing touchdowns too. You can't. And he only had 2 fumbles, and neither of them were lost. So, he's a good dude. Joey, my guy. Oh, yeah, Joey the guy. Joey that dude. And Josh McDaniels when he goes after the media. We take QB, I'm right. Big facts, bro. We better not take no QB. Honestly, I didn't think nothing wrong with Wentz. I think he only played like that because he wanted Doug fired. It's possible. It's possible that they both didn't like each other. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible that they both just didn't want to, work with each other anymore. But it's so hard to really, because I feel like just not too long ago, everything was cool. Everything was cool. I will say, the way that we made the playoffs were kind of, sus. That we were helped along the way a lot, but I don't think Doug really deserved to be fired yet. So, I mean, there has to be more to it, because even Jeffrey Lurie said it. Jeffrey Lurie said he doesn't think that Doug deserved to be fired, which I think was the dumbest thing to say in a press conference after you fire the man. But I understood what he meant. And Watson is the biggest crybaby when this dude had Hopkins. That's my thing. I don't get. I can understand you don't like Bill O'Brien. I get that. Bill O'Brien's an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a Penn State fan. I hate Bill O'Brien myself. But he goes, is it the owner? Is the owner like racist or something? Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it, because you're the only one complaining too. It's not like J.J. Watt is mad, or, it's not like the whole team is like, we need to get out. Will Fuller's chilling. Like, you know what I'm saying? David Johnson, when he left, didn't really say anything. So I don't get what the problem is with him. Like, I can understand you don't feel like they're putting the pieces around you, but I don't really feel like it's the place of the quarterback or any player to tell the organization how to run their organization. Your job is to come in and play. I understand that you might have insight. I understand you might have, your own opinion, but to get mad about how your franchise, I don't know. I understand getting mad or getting frustrated, but the way these people are handling it, I don't know. If Carson needs that much work, get him out of here. We need to focus on fixing the team and roster. We can't focus on exactly. Be more careful. Thank you. I wish I knew how to pin comments on this StreamYard thing. That's exactly what I've been saying, man. I'm more concerned with fixing this roster than I am with fixing Carson. Like, every move cannot be, well, will this help Carson? Well, will this help Carson? Carson didn't have anything around him last year. So let's get healthy. Let's have a healthy team around him, and that will help Carson. But if Carson needs this, that, a brand new wide receiver, a brand new this, a brand new that, bro, no. Like, we don't need all that right now, especially on offense. We need a new defense. I guarantee you that if our defense can hold teams under 24 points a game, we would have been in the playoffs this year easily. And we, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of games that the offense just did not show up. But our defense is terrible, and a wide receiver is not going to fix our defense. Dreads, I think I would too. Doug pissed me off. Doug pissed me off too. I ain't gonna cap. If Howie is picking in the draft, we are in trouble. Just hope Dorsey has full control. I hope that they tell us. That's what I'm really hoping too. I hope we're not left in the dark about what's going on, because that would suck. You know what I'm saying? I just hope that they tell us the truth. Like, they just come out and say, listen, this is what we're going to do moving forward. Like, everybody, shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. We got 35 people. I appreciate everybody that's in here. Be sure to hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe. Let's get to 30 likes. Can we get to 30 likes? I think that's pretty fair. I didn't expect to be on here this long this morning. I thought everybody would be at work or something. Carson Wentz needs to work a lot of pressure on a head coach. Yeah, Carson, it's unfair to Carson. It's unfair to whoever the new coach is going to be to put that pressure on him that you have to save this man's career. It can be done. I don't think it's necessarily like he's done. I don't think he's over with, but I don't know. We need to fix this whole team, and to just, if that's the question that's being asked, like, in my mind, they spent 8 to 9 hours or 8 to 10 hours last night with Josh McDaniels talking about how can we fix Carson Wentz. If that's the conversation we had, we are screwed. Excuse my language. We are finito. We're going to be trash next year if that's the only thing they care about. It is not pretty obvious. Is it not pretty obvious that Josh McDaniels is our new coach after 8? Bro, I mean, I was joking around with a couple of my friends, and it's like, how do you tell a man you didn't get the job after talking to him for 9 hours? Like, I mean, but how do you not give Deuce? I hope they don't announce it today, just because it's Martin Luther King Day. Don't play my man Deuce on Martin Luther King Day. Just wait a day. You know what I'm saying? Wait a day and then let him know he ain't get the job, because I'm not with all that. How is Watson a crybaby? He feels like his years are being wasted and they are making false promises to him and he feels undervalued. And all he has said is that he was angry. I mean, I can see it from both ways. I'm not going to sit here and bash Deshaun Watson. I don't know the specifics of the whole situation over there, so I don't want to act like I do, and I don't want to make false accusations or falsely assume things about him. But I just don't like that. I just feel like if you're upset, say what's wrong, get it out, get it over with. If they don't want to fix it, that's on them. Look at Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders ended up retiring early because his team didn't want to fix it. We are in a time that you as a player control your own destiny. There's way more ways of doing it than openly saying, "Oh, I went from a 2 to a 10." Like, how old are you, Watson? I mean, he is still young, but come on, you got to act like a grown man. You got to act like a grown man sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Josh McDaniels will be perfect for Carson. You need that type of coach, especially for the QB. Carson Wentz is tired of babying with him. McDaniels is a no-nonsense guy. Facts. And what a lot of people need to realize, man, and it's good and bad. If we go with Carson Wentz, we're going with Carson Wentz for the long haul. If Carson Wentz is on this roster next year, he has to be on this roster for the next couple years. It's just we're not going to get value out of him if he does poorly. And if he does well, then why would you trade him, obviously? But if he does poorly and we go back to Jalen Hurts, we lose all value in Carson Wentz. So if you're going with Carson, you have to make that decision now, and it's got to be, foot down, foot on the gas type of decision, and you got to just roll with it. I've been saying that I think we need to trade Jalen Hurts if we are going to go with Carson Wentz. I'm kind of rethinking that. Maybe Jalen Hurts is, more of he doesn't really care. He'll be able to do it, but that's kind of how I'm feeling. If Wentz played bad to get Doug fired, he's extremely selfish because he put his feelings over his teammates and the fans. That would mean Wentz is a bad teammate and a bad person too. I agree. When you start showing, signs of weakness, I have to start questioning your character. It was along because dude's history and doing the job and that lots of questions need to be asked. True. That's very true. I didn't think of it like that. For the record, I think Wentz played bad because he was mentally toasted. I agree. Doug's selfish for trying to make Carson Wentz into a quarterback he wants. Media is blowing Watson's situation and Wentz's situation up so much. It is like they are just trying to create headlines. That's very true. I mean, it is what it is. Right now, the way that, with this whole COVID situation and everything, it's hard for a lot of these, beat reporters that are used to being, in the stadium and next to the players. They can't do that now. So a lot of stuff is, over the phone, a lot of hearsay, a lot of rumors that they just kind of run with. The former owner, Bob McNair, called dudes inmates for kneeling that might affect. Oh, that is true. I forgot about that. I was wondering because I was like, what is it? It had to be something deep like that. Carson is okay. Y'all don't let the media fool y'all. Y'all bad seasons happen. Facts. Okay, Wentz has no wide receiver yet. You called him a spoiled brat. If Wentz did the same thing as Watson did, you would crush him. I mean, Wentz kind of – I feel like at least Watson came out and said something. Like, Wentz hasn't said anything. He's just letting the rumors brew. I think Wentz about to shut that up. Ain't nothing wrong with that guy, bro. The league about to get blown away once Wentz snapped. That's still my quarterback. Hurts still my boy. I respect that. Hey, I just want – me personally, a lot of people are like, oh, who do you want as your – I don't care. I just want to win, man. Like, I don't care who's our quarterback. You could put Doug Peterson at quarterback. I really don't care. I just want to win. The Nest Out West. Shout out to the Nest Out West. I've been watching some of your videos. I've been seeing you, dog. You know what I'm saying? The new head coach and especially OC needs to coach Carson hard and put his foot up his behind. Yeah, you got to get him going, man. You got to get him going. I'll get you a wrench. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Like I said, I was really just going to come on here and do this quick because I didn't want to. I got you, Nest Out West. I didn't want to I didn't want to edit anything, so I didn't really expect anybody, all these people to come in here. I love y'all. Y'all the best. Would you be happy if we got Egg B as head coach, trade Carson, and got Watson? Happy? It depends on how our cap situation looked afterwards and what the trade looked like. But, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that, if we're going to move on from Carson, I think it's better to just go with Hurts. He's the young, cheap option. If we're going to be bad, I'd rather be bad with a cheap quarterback. So while I wouldn't be mad, I would not be mad if, that was to happen by some way or somehow. But I don't think it's something that we should really look into. No, because what point drafting Hurts than another entitled quarterback onto the team with nothing around him? Exactly. Yeah, and that's another point. We are is our wide receiver core better than Houston? I'd say yeah. Right now, without Hopkins, all they really have is Fuller, right? And we have, obviously, the tight ends. Our offensive line is better when healthy. So, I guess he'd come to a little bit of a better situation, but not that much. Todd Bowles? Why isn't Leftwich being – you think Byron Leftwich would be a option? Where is he coaching right now? I didn't even know he was coaching. Byron Leftwich was my guy, though. I met him out in Jacksonville a couple times. He's a good dude. Watson has weapons. Watson got paid. Watson is crying, man. Watson is looking for a way to force his way out. Yeah, I just don't like that, man. I really just don't like that, man. He didn't play bad on purpose. The guy had his first bad year, man. It's very possible, but he fell off the face of the earth this year, man. It was more than a bad year. It was just, I feel like he regressed to the point of his rookie season. And everybody has a bad year, but it doesn't, I don't know. I feel like it was a little bit different. I'm not saying that he threw. I'm not saying that he played bad on purpose. I'm not saying that. But I am saying it's possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. How to fix the Eagles. Hire Joe Brady. Draft Jamar Chase. Draft cornerback second round. Draft linebacker or safety third round. Make a QB choice based on who works best in Brady's scheme. Trade the other. Trade Ertz for a third and win. I like that. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets traded, or what if Howie can actually make everything work. What if Carson, does get traded, he fixes his contract, and you're able to keep Ertz. You're able to, still keep some of these guys that you thought you weren't going to be able to. There's a lot of things that can happen, man. There's a lot of things that can happen. Shout out to Sonic. Congratulations. Just got to 250 subs on YouTube. Congratulations. That's what's up. That is definitely what's up. I'm happy for you. I like Hurts, dude. Just like I want to play ball, no other else. In fact, we haven't heard nothing from Hurts. Hurts is straight chilling. Hurts is at a barbecue with his uncle, straight chilling, playing cards, drinking Heineken. He don't care. He like, whatever, man. If they gonna call me, they gonna call me. If not, I'm chilling. Like, I respect that. But Carson Wentz is doing the same thing. Carson Wentz is literally saying nothing. Like, Doug is selfish, trying to make Wentz a pocket quarterback, let the man roll out of the pocket and make throws on the run. That's when he's at his best, when he makes off-schedule plays. It's true. It's a double-edged sword, though, Young Money. It's a double-edged sword, because when you don't have the talent around you to, help you make those off-schedule plays like this year, it can turn into some bad plays. But I definitely agree with you. You missed my follow-up basically saying the same thing. I think he's mentally toasted. Factoid. I love how y'all be having like little conversations, like little sub-conversations in. Wentz can't be rolled out every play. Wentz can literally just squash it with one interview, but his growing silence just makes the situation worse. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, shut up, y'all. This is y'all lying. It doesn't have to be confrontational. All you have to do, you could do one of those, like just a selfie video. You know what I'm saying? Do like a little selfie video while you in one of those little things they put in the trees while they go hunting. You know what I'm saying? But just do it from there. Go up there. Just be mad quiet so the deers don't hear you or whatever the heck you hunting out there. And just say, guys, I'm all right. I'm going to be an Eagle next year. Fly, Eagles, fly. We going to fight. We have Jason Peters, a 5,000-year-old dinosaur, making videos in mink coats saying he going to be back. But Carson Wentz can't say nothing? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. We have Jason Peters' old ass thinking he going to come back to the Eagles. But Carson, you can't say anything? That's been my thing, TJ. I'm glad you said that. Apparently, reports came out that Eric B struggled in his Falcons interview. I did hear that as well, that he was not doing that well in his interview. So we'll see. They do have cooks. That is true. They do have cooks. I mean, for like 3 plays a game. Will Fuller, too. Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller are like that. I mean, they are an injury report. They are just a walking injury report. I'm saying Doug as a play caller should have helped him out. Doug was a bad situational play caller and pressed tail with design horrible route concepts. Facts. Carson was used as Nick Foles. Think he too fat. He need to get keto diet. No carbs. No carbs. Is that keto? I don't know what keto is. I'm not gonna lie. He lead the league in passing. How did he have a bad year? Who? I think they're talking about Carson. Who led the league in here? Hurts can only play in a scheme like Lamar Jackson is in. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he can only run in a scheme that's made like Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying that he has a better arm than Lamar Jackson, but I think he makes better decisions, and I think he does have a better arm than Lamar Jackson, honestly. Doug did dump offs, things like that. Wentz did change some plays, though, which, given his lack of production, Wentz play changes were not that successful either. That's the thing. If he's changing plays and it works, nobody's saying nothing. But if you're changing plays and you out here throwing fumbles and picks, nah, bruh. And then we saw once, while it wasn't great, it wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but once Jalen Hurts came in, he wasn't changing nothing. He wasn't changing no calls. And we saw the offense, for a couple of weeks actually run pretty smoothly. So, it says something. It says something. That's the problem, keeping old players who are underperforming their paycheck. Facts. We've been doing it for years now. But then we cut players like Malcolm Jenkins that have, have gone above and beyond for this organization and never get hurt, which is like a crazy thing to say about any Eagles player not getting hurt for more than more than a half of a game. If you don't get hurt, God bless you, bro. You are made of steel. But we'll keep JP around. We'll keep Nick Gary around. We'll keep all these trash players. It makes no sense. Alshon, D-Jax, they should have been going. Wentz is under center QB is simply why Doug didn't realize him. I mean, look, I feel like I don't want to kitty corner Wentz into anything. I just feel like he can be successful if he has consistency. It's not necessarily so much you need to run the ball 30 times, which we all want a certain type of offense. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's not necessarily you have to run it this many times, pass it this many times, do this, do that. He needs consistency. He needs a consistent scheme, a consistent run game, a consistent offensive line, a consistent wide receiver core. He hasn't had any of that like throughout his whole season, his whole career. His team from year to year changes so much, even down to coaching staff. So I have a lot of faith that Wentz can be a great quarterback if given some type of stability. But in Philly, I don't think we can give him that, at least for a couple years. So is it really worth keeping him? I don't know, man. It wasn't just a bad year. Literally ranked 37 out of QB out of 32 teams. Yeesh. Jason Peters is talking as if he comes. Man, I swear to God, if he comes back, bro, if Jason Peters comes back, I'm gonna hijack his Super Bowl truck and run it into the link. if he comes back. Nah, bro. He too old, man. Why would he want to talk? You didn't want to hear him talk to anything, say you can. It just saying. Why would he want to talk? You didn't want to hear him talk. I just want him to say he good. I don't know. I think I understand what you're saying, but I just want him to say, nah, we're good. Like, don't listen to don't let the media fool you. Like, it takes a tweet at that. Like, it takes just one thing saying, like, nah, we chilling. I'm good. Like, chill out, Philly. Like, he sees this. There's no way that he doesn't see everything going on. Not obviously, he probably doesn't see this exact podcast, but he sees all the news. He sees all the rumors, the John McMullen article. I mean, after this stuff is literally testing your character. It's literally calling you out as a person, as a man. And you're not saying anything. So I don't know. Doug is pushing the narrative. It was everybody but him. Like, he hasn't been calling the plays. I haven't heard Doug talk much. If I heard Doug say, I feel like it's more the Philly media just kind of running with stuff right now. Like, but we've said this a plenty of times. What do we believe? What do we believe as Philly fans? Who do we believe? There's not. Everything is contradicting each other. So it's weird. McDaniels only had 4 wide receiving touchdowns this year. 4 receiving touchdowns this year. Only 12 receiving touchdowns total. Why do we want this bum? I mean, shoot, Andy Reid went through a year where I think he had 1 touchdown to a wide receiver. If that, I think he actually went the whole actual regular season without a touchdown to the wide receiver. So, I mean, McDaniels' team, listen, the Patriots were bad, bro. They were bad. They didn't have Julian Edelman for a while. They had a whole bunch of opt-outs on defense, a couple on offense. Their best wide receiver was that kid Jacoby Myers, who came out of nowhere. Or Jacob Myers. I forget what his name is. But he was on my fantasy team. Shout out to him. He helped me win. Leftwich is an OC in Tampa. Tampa got a lot of weapons, and I feel like they underperformed. I mean, how do you listen, as an OC, if you got Tom Brady, you got like 3 nasty running backs, you got Mike Evans, you got Godwin, you got OJ Howard, you got Gronk. Come on. Let's see Leftwich do it again. Let's see Leftwich, running back. Maybe, but I'm good. I don't trust it. Watson led the league in passing. Did he really? That's impressive. His team sucked. Eagles okay. Tim Tebow isn't Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz better than any other QB McDaniels is coached. Facts. I mean, well, he did technically coach Tom Brady. So, I mean, he's Carson Wentz is my guy, but he's not no Tom Brady. It is what it is. Cooks broke 1,000. He probably broke 1,000 bones on the way to 1,000 yards, too. Scoop, did he make the playoffs? Nope. Hurts, and they don't even have their first round pick. That's the worst. Like, how are you're one of the worst teams. You're the third worst team, and you don't even have your first round pick. That hurts. Hurts isn't a decent QB. He's not the answer. He had 1 good game when team stopped him from scrambling. He got exposed. I mean, you can say the same. You can. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Jason Peters needs to be in the retirement home. He's the reason Carson was bad. LT stunk Chase Young, bullied him, took his lunch money. Everybody bullied that man, bro. JP drinks wine with Larry, so if he wants him back, he'll be back, unfortunately. Yeah, everybody's buddy in this organization. It's annoying, man. I'm tired of it. Everybody needs to stop being friends. Somebody hates somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody punch somebody. Carson always boo-hooing and pounding on the sideline. Make a mistake and sits by himself on the bench. This is not a franchise quarterback trait. Man, I've said it a million times, man. You know what I'm saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And, man, I don't know. My man's is a chimney right now. My man's a chimney. That's smoke, man. Smoke. Oh, my God. What is going on with my computer? Wentz is like Cousins, Mayfield, Tannehill. He needs a good running game. I agree. I've said that before. I feel like Wentz, if you put enough around him, he'll be great. You know what I'm saying? He can be great with the right weapons around him and the right team and consistency. That's really what it comes down to, man. We have not seen the same team on the field for the Eagles for more than like 1 or 2 weeks. That plays a big role. It plays a big part. TJ, that's all cute. Tom Brady, biggest crybaby. Yeah, he's winning Super Bowls. He's not. I mean, he's not really a crybaby, man. He's a uber competitive guy, and he doesn't like Nick Foles for some reason. But I don't think he's that much of a crybaby. Not really. You see QBs like Russ always go on the sidelines, converse with Wentz. Is okay. I'm chilling. Yeah, he just like goes, grabs his little tablet, and acts like nothing happened. He just sits there and watches his tablet. Joey says McDaniels' interview took so long, it's because of control. A head coach wants him saying roster. Eagles want to keep Wentz, but a head coach might not want Wentz as their QB. It's all about control. And that was a big reason why I thought that we probably wouldn't be able to get somebody like Bieniemy, somebody like, McDaniels or anybody like that, simply because these guys are going to want say. They're going to want to have some type of control in what's going on, like Joey said. And, if we are to get somebody like McDaniels, then maybe we did give up some of that power. I just don't, the way things are going, I just don't see that happening. And if you are willing to give up that power, why not do it with Doug? Why not give Doug one more chance? So I'm confused. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on, but I hope they figure it out. I really do hope they figure it out. Hurts was bad in the second half of every game he played. It's kind of concerning. That's very true. That's very true. But it's also his first 3 games ever. I mean, let's go back to Donovan McNabb's first 3 games. Let's go back to Carson Wentz's first. Well, Carson actually kind of balled out his first 3 games, but everybody has to. There's a learning curve. Brady is allowed to do whatever he wants. He won actual Super Bowls. Brady Wentz not even close. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's true. It is what it is. I hate to agree, but walk through your dream Eagles coaching staff off season at this point. Which QB, which coach, who's the first round? That's a lot. All right. So my coaching staff, if I'm going off of what's like realistic, like I know you said dream, but like I'll go off what could actually happen and who I would actually want. I would take McDaniels. I would take McDaniels as our head coach. I would probably put Deuce at the offensive coordinator. And why I would do that is because I know we all love Deuce and we want to see Deuce get that, promotion. So this would be a nice step up for Deuce. He could work on the offense, maybe get some, play calling in and learn from Josh McDaniels, who's had a good offense before. So I would do that, have Deuce and McDaniels. And then at defensive coordinator, I would take like a Todd Bowles. I would take honestly, I would definitely take a Todd Bowles. Maybe Jared Mayo, but I mean, Jared Mayo doesn't have much of a actual, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have actual, like he hasn't done anything. Like he hasn't been a coordinator like that. He's been a linebacker coach. So I don't know. If I was talking dream, I still, to this point, I know it's not going to happen, but I would love for them to call up Larry Johnson from OSU. That man, I feel like he is a coach's coach. And then I'll see you guys. Which QB, which coach, which first round. So QB, if I had to pick one, if I'm being honest, I think we're going to be bad next year. So I would pick Jalen Hurts. And the reason why I say that is because he's cheaper. So we can at least kind of boost this rebuild. So we can hopefully get Carson Wentz's money off of the books and we can just, get this team right and have some money. And then in the first round, I'm taking Micah Parsons. That's unless something crazy happens, that's probably not going to change. Will Josh McDaniels do really well and turn this around with Carson? And I think he will be a good player by next season. I don't know. I think he has a chance to do it. I think he has a chance to, be a – look, I mean, Carson Wentz, like I said a million times, it's more than just the coach. Obviously, the scheme has a lot to do with what it's going to be, but we just have to be healthy. We have to give him the same set of players for a while and see what he does then. Like once we saw it with Greg Ward in that 4 games stretch where we won the division 2 seasons ago. he got that trust with Greg Ward, and he just didn't look back. Our offense looked good. This year, we had a couple games where he got that trust with Travis Fulgham. We just didn't look back. We need to instill that trust with the whole team. And the way that we do that is by having the team there for extended periods of time. Rager was in and out of the lineup. Obviously, Ertz was hurt this year. Goddard was in and out of the lineup. The list goes on. Quez Watkins really didn't get started till like later in the year. Hightower in and out of the lineup. Obviously, Alshon didn't really play till like 14th week. Deshaun in and out of the lineup, I felt like per play. So, we have to get healthy and see what he can do with a consistent cast of characters. Because 2017, we love to go back to that and say he needs a good wide receiver. But our wide receivers were not that great. They were just there. They were consistently there with the exception of Torrey Smith. So, it is what it is. I think Carson can, turn this around. And whoever the coach is, if he does turn it around, they're obviously going to get some credit. But I don't think it's going to all be on them. Miles and Najee Harris would be crazy. I would love to get Najee just because of his interview. His interview was hilarious. Wentz is overdue. Let's just move on and focus on who's going to coach. I've said this before, man. I'm more worried about fixing the team than I am about fixing Wentz. I feel like if you fix the team, Wentz should be fixed with it. If he's not, then not much we can do. I would say Sermon Badu had one good year. Yeah. They didn't want to fire Doug but when you want to insist on promoting Press Taylor, you ask him. That's true. That's true. But they also wanted to fire Frank Reich. So who are we to maybe Press Taylor was just in the wrong position this whole time. Maybe he would have been a great OC, and we don't know. Me personally, I don't want to say I'm leaning towards, Doug and believe Doug, but Doug's done some stuff, and some of these stories coming out seems like Doug had more of a mind on him than anybody in this front office. So while to me, yes, I agree, Press Taylor definitely should not have been our OC, but who knows at this point, man? Good rotational piece, hard runner, low mileage kid like Josh. I want a running back. I definitely think we need a running back in this. I'm taking Josh McDaniels. I feel like Joe Brady. While I wouldn't be mad at Joe Brady, just because I feel like it's our organization saying, we want the next great thing. It would kind of give me like those Chip Kelly vibes. That I don't think I don't think he'll work with us. Chip Kelly was a different beast in the sense of like people just hated him, but I don't think people would respect Joe Brady. I don't think obviously he's pretty young, and I don't think he's done enough. He would have to come in and start winning to earn that respect, and this roster I don't think is built to win right now. So I would probably go Josh McDaniels, but like I said, I really want to see Deuce more than I'm thinking about it. I think this is a perfect happy medium for everyone. Keep Deucing at OC. He's going to get everybody to like the head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would work for everybody. No way they take a linebacker in the first round. Logically, we should go defense, but they would love Parsons. Facts, bro. I think we talked about this on our live shakes. Bro, he has dream, and that's my dream right now is that we smarten up. Like I've said it a million times, I do not think an offensive player is going to change this team's outlook. You're just going to you can't keep on adding you can't keep adding bodies to a room and expect the old players to get better. I said that. You have to fix this defense. We have not went this long without I don't even want to say good. I just want to say why do we have such incompetent players at the linebacker position, incompetent, straight fools. Nate Gary is an idiot. Nate Gary is trash. Nate Gary's best play was going to the IR. That was the best time of his career. That was his career highlight. That's the best thing he did for the Eagles was go to the IR. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Shout out to Darian Brown. I don't think I've seen that name before. So be sure to hit that subscribe, brother. I wouldn't mind Joe Brady. Joe Brady by a long distance. I think McDaniels needs to go back into his cave in Massachusetts. Eagles not looking at Kafka no more. Said Lions' new head coach wants him as OC. I'm kind of glad we're not looking at Mike Kafka, to be honest, if I'm being real. Personally, that's the only thing that kind of turns me off about Bieniemy. And I would love to have Bieniemy, don't get me wrong. But the only thing that turns me off is that he's still under Reed's tree, and I feel like we need to cut the teat at some point. You know what I'm saying? We got to cut ties with Andy. He's not our coach anymore. It's time to, spread our wings, become a new team, get a new identity. We have more talent than the Pats. They went 7-9 with McDaniels coaching. Once we go 9-7, at least if the offensive line stays healthy, I don't care who the wide receivers are. Yeah. Facts. I agree 100%. I think our offensive line is a strength of ours right now. We have a lot of young players that can really step in. And, theoretically, if we're healthy, we have a top 8 right now, being nice. Because you still have, if Mailata's starting at left tackle, I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. I think that's just as good as JP was later in his career. You know what I'm saying? Which maybe isn't saying much. But, you got Jordan Mailata, Isaac Seumalo. Hopefully Kelsey comes back for another year. And then you have Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson. So, you have a solid 5, and then obviously you got like Nate Herbig, Jack Driscoll, Andre Dillard. You have a whole lot of people that can come in and play. Press Taylor needs to prove it elsewhere. I feel you, man. Speaking of him, why is Press Taylor here? Bro, a lot of this stuff makes no sense because it's like, apparently Doug was fired because of his coaching decisions, but all those coaches are still here. He was also, maybe fired because of the whole Jalen versus Carson thing. But, bro, you drafted Hurts. So, if he wanted to go with Hurts, he's saying you picked right. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get what goes on with this team, man. It's a drama, man. It's keeping up with the Kardashians, Eagles edition. Either Chase or Smith wouldn't mind Parsons or moving up a spot for Sewell. I wouldn't move up for Sewell for Penny. If he's there at 6 and you take him, then you do that. It is what it is. But, I don't think we need to take a lineman that high. I understand that, people are saying he's like the best, offensive lineman prospect since who knows what. But we've heard that before. And if we are able to keep Stoutland, I feel confident with whoever we go with as our offensive line, to be honest. First, Parsons. Second, Samuel. Third, USC wide receiver, brothers, Packers. Fourth, Thompson. Fifth, Sermon. Sixth, you think Sermon will last to the 5th round? Sixth, Kellen Mond. And 7th, O-line. I think I'm going to do the one of these lives. I'm going to just pull up the draft network thing, and we can just do a live draft together or something. And speaking of, we're starting the draft series. Thursday. So Thursday we're gonna have my boys Dunn and Drew. They're Jaguars content creators on YouTube. Go check them out. And they're gonna come on Thursday, and we're going to do, the first pick. We'll talk a little bit about the Jaguar season, talk some football. And then Friday, we're going to have New York Jets talk 24/7. They're going to do the second pick. And then, I'm talking to some people for the Dolphins. I'm talking to a bunch of people, but we are going to start our mock draft. I'm going to do my mock draft totally different from everybody else because I'm weird. And we're just literally 32 collabs, 32 picks, 32 teams. And we're going to have fun with it. I think it'll be a really fun way to do it. Also, tomorrow, we will have my guy. I got to find it now. We're going to have Zach Berman on tomorrow. So if we don't have any news as far as the head coaching goes, hopefully Zach can tell us something tomorrow morning. It will be live. So if you have any questions for him or anything, feel free to come on through, ask your questions. It's going to be around this time. So that's kind of why I went live so early. I kind of wanted to see if anybody would be up. But yeah, so tomorrow, Zach Berman. I talked to Bo Wolf, also from The Athletic. We're going to talk tomorrow again and try and come up with an actual day. But I'm trying to get a lot of Eagles reporters on to try and give us some of these, some answers that we need, man, because I don't know everything. I'm a fan just like you guys. You know what I'm saying? These guys have at least inside track on what's going on. So if we don't have an answer by tomorrow on the head coaching position, hopefully Zach Berman can tell us a little bit. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. We are at 25, 26 people. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new. Please tell your friends about the channel. We killing it right now. You guys are helping me out so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, we'll get to some more questions. Bro, I wouldn't be if Jay Gruden wanted to come here as an OC. I wouldn't be mad at that. Keep it a stack. I would not be mad at that. It was just released that we can interview this week if he wants to, so we could find out. That's big. That is big. That is big. And the 49ers just promoted Mike McDaniels to offensive coordinator. Oh, Bruce Arians took a shot at the Pats. Bruce Arians said he lets Brady be himself after latest playoff win. New England didn't allow him to coach. Okay. That's crazy. Some drama outside of Philly for once. That's beautiful. I love it. McDaniels would bring discipline on the field, something Doug didn't bring. It's a reason the Patriots have the fewest penalties. It's discipline. Facts, yeah. I was saying this to someone yesterday, man. I would love for our mantra to become do your job, because I feel like for 17 weeks we watched the Eagles not do their job. So I would not be mad at some accountability. I think that's the best word to use right now. Is like we got to have somebody that's going to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying, y'all. Yeah, I'm saying. Why go defense when you have no offensive playmakers on the side? Because offensive playmakers don't win you championships. I'm sorry, man. Like, you know, outside of like Jerry Rice, I feel like Jerry Rice is the only amazing wide receiver that we talk about that won Super Bowls. And like you look at all these great wide receivers, and it's awesome to have a wide receiver. Devontae Adams was picked in the second round. So, you know, it is what it is. That's probably the best wide receiver in the playoffs right now. I mean, maybe you could say Tyreek Hill. He wasn't picked in the first round. I'm trying to think who's the best wide receiver in the playoffs right now. Because I'm thinking Devontae Adams, and obviously he wasn't picked in the first round. Eagles rule dream draft. Jamar Chaser Smith, Asante Samuel, Eric Stokes, Chaz Surratt. I like Chaz. That's the wide receiver, right? Am I geeking? Andre Cisco is Sermon. Trade Ertz for a third to get one of the other choices. Rest of the build draft. Yeah. I like that. I wouldn't be mad at that. Pep Hamilton for OC. Look at the job he did with Herbert. Big facts. That's a big fact. I don't know if they're going to want to let go of him. I'm surprised they're not looking at him, you know, giving him a promotion, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised that they gave up on Anthony Lynn so quick. Like, I wouldn't say bring him to the Eagles, but I was kind of surprised. I thought he was doing all right. Like, I mean, I thought they were rebuilding. I didn't think, you know, and if he had anything to do with drafting Justin Herbert, like, he drafted pretty well. So I don't really understand why they just gave up on him like that. But, I mean, that's why I'm not a head coach, right? Oh man, but either way, guys, I think I'm about to head out of here. I am not probably. I'm gonna be back around 6:30 going live. We'll see if we get somebody on here. Maybe I'll see if Joey Shakes is free. You want to come talk for a little while. But other than that, man, I appreciate everybody that's in here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a little while. I'll see you guys in the morning when we have Zach Berman. Hopefully you all can join. Come ask him some questions. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Other than that, though, y'all know what it is. This flag was flying. We are out here. Peace.